Joe Giglio for NJ Sports Now on this Wednesday, December the 3rd. We're at the point of the NFL season where it's time to start looking ahead. If your team is not in the postseason race, you start thinking about the future, the long-term future. And here with both the Jets and the Giants, the long-term future is on the table. The New York Jets at 2-10 now. Rex Ryan's tenure seems to be on very shaky ice, as does general manager John Idzik, who has not stood out here in his 2 years on the job and has not done enough to me to guarantee he deserves a third year. He deserves to be able to hire his first coach. The Jets could be in a complete flux come Black Monday. You have the New York Giants, who have been really one of the stablest teams in the NFL for a very long time now, with the same coach-quarterback combination for 11 years. Their general manager, Jerry Reese, has been there a very long time before he took over, of course, learning and helping Ernie Accorsi, the Giants' last GM. But both New York franchises here could be in upheaval in just over a month. When the season ends, whether it's Black Monday, a few days after that, or whenever these teams decide to make decisions on their decision makers, for the first time in a long time, both the Giants and the Jets could be looking at head coaches and maybe general managers, maybe new front offices, all in the same offseason. And it's interesting because there is one candidate who keeps coming up, one candidate that could be out there, and this type of candidate, not only a head coach, but also would want some power in the front office. That, of course, being San Francisco 49ers head coach Jim Harbaugh. If Harbaugh is out there, and we've seen reports all year long about the rifts inside the 49ers, almost traded him last year to the Cleveland Browns. If Harbaugh is out there and the Giants and or the Jets make changes, sweeping changes to their coaching staffs or their front offices, to me, he is the guy that you give up the moon and the stars for. He is the guy you go out and you go and get. And we could have a situation here where the Giants and the Jets are both competing for Harbaugh. Now look, guys like him, they wear out their welcome. They are very, grinding. He's a guy that has been very difficult to work with, according to people and reports you hear out there in San Francisco. But the one thing Harbaugh has done since he entered the NFL as a head coach, you can go back to his college days at San Diego State and Stanford, he wins. Since he came in the league, since the day Jim Harbaugh stepped foot on the 49ers sideline, they have the most wins in the NFC, and they've been to the NFC Championship game in all 3 of his first 3 full years. This year, on the outside, looking into the postseason, but I would not count them out yet, even with their loss on Thanksgiving night to the Seattle Seahawks. Harbaugh is a legitimate, great football coach, and where he goes, winning follows. As the years go on here, you could really see forward and say wherever Harbaugh lands, whether that is just as a head coach or having power in the front office, he will bring stability, he will bring victories to a team. For the Jets, a team that has craved a great head coach for a long time, a team that has craved stability for a long time, and they had it to an extent with Rex Ryan, but it's been an upheaval in the front office. Harbaugh would make a ton of sense. Yes, would his interactions with the media in this area be comical sometimes, be frustrating sometimes? Absolutely. And I think some fans would not like the grinding attitude, but what they would like are victories. The same with the New York Giants. They have a much more difficult situation with Tom Coughlin being a head coach that has won 2 championships. But if Harbaugh is available, both the Giants and the Jets should make a phone call, because when a head coach that good gets out of the market, you do anything you can to get yourself and your owner in a room and talk to him about coming over to take over your football team. Should the Giants, should the Jets, should every team out there maybe needing a head coach go after Jim Harbaugh? I believe they should. I'm Joe Giglio for NJ Sports Now.